What's good, everybody? Brighting the chair today here on Ghana Songs TV.
I'm Ro, and I promise this one's more dramatic than it sounds on paper.
And Anchine, because today it's Burna Boy versus Wizkid, and the gap between them is basically nothing.
So here's the headline. As of today, Burna Boy has officially overtaken Wizkid as the best-selling African artist of all time in the modern streaming era. This is coming from ChartMasters, which is the platform basically everybody in the industry trusts for this kind of tracking. They measure something called equivalent album sales, which folds in streaming, downloads, and physical sales into one comparable number. Burna Boy is now sitting at over 14.46 million units. Wizkid is right behind him at 14.4 million. Now sit with that for a second. That is a gap of about 60,000 units between two artists who between them have been dominating Afrobeats for over a decade. That is not a runaway victory, that's a photo finish. And what makes it wilder is that Wizkid held this exact record before today. So this genuinely just flipped in the last little while. Ro, I know you've got thoughts on what this does and doesn't actually prove.
I do, and honestly, I want to complicate the celebration a little bit. Because in that same report, there's a name a lot of younger fans probably don't even clock. Cheb Khaled, the Algerian legend. And he's still sitting on top by a mile when you look at traditional, physical, and career unit estimates. Something like 81 million records sold globally. That's more than 5 times what Burna Boy just hit. So depending on which measuring stick you pick up, you get a completely different answer to who Africa's biggest artist of all time actually is. Modern streaming era? It's Burna Boy today. Barely. Old school physical sales across a whole career? It's not close. And it's Khaled. I actually think that's the more interesting story than the Burna Wizkid gap itself. We're watching 2 different generations get measured with 2 different rulers, and both answers are true at the same time. Chineye, walk them through the other record Burna just set, because this one's a little cleaner.
Yeah, this one's not up for debate the same way. Burna Boy just became the first African artist ever to surpass 800 million monthly listeners on YouTube Music, sitting at around 805 million. That's a real standalone milestone, no asterisk needed. And when you put it next to the ChartMasters number, it tells you this isn't a one-off spike. This is an artist who's been compounding attention for years. The Grammy win, the African Giant era, back-to-back stadium tours, and now these 2 records landing basically in the same week. I'll say this though, and Ro might push back on me. I don't think this makes Wizkid any less important to how we got here. Wizkid basically opened the door international audiences walked through to find Afrobeats in the first place, with Essence, with Made in Lagos. Burna Boy overtaking him by 60,000 units doesn't erase that. It just means the runner caught the front runner, barely, on one specific lap.
That's fair. And honestly, I think that's why this is going to blow up online today. Because Burna and Wizkid fans have been arguing about exactly this for years. And now there's an actual number to point at, even if it's basically a tie.
Right. And I'd bet good money Wizkid's back on top of this particular list within a few months. The way these 2 keep trading places, this isn't the last chapter.
So tell us in the comments, does equivalent album sales even settle this argument for you? Or are you team Cheb Khaled, old school sales only? We want to hear it.
If this kept you in the loop, hit subscribe so you never miss what's moving in Ghanaian, Nigerian, and South African music. This is Ghana Songs TV. Catch you in the next one.